Fundamental Rights, Part 2. Right to Equality. What are we having this liberty for? We are having this liberty in order to reform our social system, which is full of inequality, discrimination and other things, which conflict with our fundamental rights. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. In India, there have been social evils like untouchability, caste discrimination, gender inequality, dowry system and so on. Many social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Sri Narayana Guru fought against these social evils. But these evils are so deep-rooted in our society. We are living in 21st century, but still these evils are prevalent in our society in one or another form. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, father of Indian Constitution, said, "We are having this liberty in order to reform our social system, which is full of inequality, discrimination and other things, which conflict with our fundamental rights." We are all enjoying our fundamental rights, which are guaranteed by our Constitution. Our Constitution, that is the ambition of our freedom fighters, achieved after more than hundreds of years of struggle. A lot of sacrifice, thousands of martyrdom, their courage, entire life they sacrificed for this aim, not for them, but a future generation. A future generation who imbibe the notion of equality, non-arbitrariness and freedom. Even though they were aware they cannot enjoy the benefit of the struggle they did for a future generation in this land. The great patriotism, nation first. That's why we are enjoying our fundamental rights, liberties, political democracy in this country. But we forget our responsibility to our nation. That is the reason in this 21st century, these social evils like gender discrimination, caste discrimination are prevalent in our society. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. John F. Kennedy. Our country, our Constitution is the source of our fundamental rights and our freedom. And we have the responsibility to our nation. We are having this liberty in order to reform our social system. In order to bring a change, we should use our fundamental rights to reform our society, which is full of inequality, discrimination and other things, which conflict with our fundamental rights. That is our responsibility to our future generation, as our freedom fighters did for us. As the quotes by John F. Kennedy, former US President, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Fundamental Rights. Fundamental rights are enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution of India. That is the basic human rights of all citizens, guaranteed without any discrimination, that can make democracy fruitful and essential for material, intellectual, moral and spiritual development. Fundamental rights are enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution of India, and it is guaranteed without any discrimination. And this part is called as Magna Carta of India. It is borrowed from UPSC. Why it is fundamental? They are guaranteed and protected by Constitution itself. That is the fundamental law of the land. And citizen can go directly to the High Court or Supreme Court if the right is violated. Any law inconsistent with fundamental rights shall be void. Under Article 32 Supreme Court and under Article 226 High Court can declare a law is invalid if it violates a fundamental right. Fundamental rights protect citizens against the arbitrary exercise of power by state. That means executive or legislator cannot act on their discretion. All are bound by rule of law. It is a government of laws, not government of men. It protects the liberties of citizens against the invention of the state. They are available against state action, but abolition of untouchability and right against exploitation are against the action of individuals. They uphold equality of all individuals and promote the ideal of political democracy. Fundamental rights and legal rights. Fundamental rights are guaranteed by Constitution itself, the fundamental law of the land. And the legal rights are protected and enforced by ordinary law. In violation of any fundamental right, citizen can directly approach Supreme Court. In violation of legal rights, citizen can approach subordinate court or High Court, but cannot approach Supreme Court directly. Legal rights can be changed by ordinary process of legislation, but in the case of fundamental rights, it can be amended only by a constitutional amendment with a special majority. Definition of state in fundamental rights. Article 14, Equality before law says that the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or the equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. So here the state, what is the meaning of this state? Government and Parliament of India, that is executive and legislative organs of the Union Government. Government and legislature of states, that is executive and legislative organs of the state government. Or local authorities, that is municipalities, panchayat, district board, improvement trust. All other authorities, that is statutory or non-statutory authorities like LIC or NGC, and any private body or agency work under state. So here the state includes all these. Definition of law. Laws that are inconsistent with the fundamental rights shall be void. What is law here? Law. Permanent laws enacted by the Parliament or the state legislature. Temporary laws like ordinance issued by the President or the state government. Statutory instrument in the nature of delegated legislation or executive legislation. Non-legislative sources of laws, that is custom or usage having the force of laws. All these are included under law. Constitutional amendment is not a law but can be challenged if it violates any fundamental rights. Fundamental rights guaranteed by Indian Constitution. Right to equality, Article 14 to 18. Right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Right against exploitation, Article 23-24. Right to freedom of religion, Article 25-28. Cultural and educational right, Article 29 and 30. Right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. Fundamental rights available to both citizen and foreigners. Article 14, right to equality before law and equal protection of law. Article 20, right to protection in respect of conviction for offences. Article 21, right to protection of life and personal liberty. Article 21A, right to elementary education. Article 22, right to protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Article 23, prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Article 24, prohibition of employment of children in factories. Article 25, right to freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Article 26, right to freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 27, right to freedom from payment of taxes for promotion of any religion. Article 28, right to freedom from attending religious instruction to worship in certain educational institutions. Fundamental rights available to citizens but not to foreigners. Article 15, prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, caste, sex or place of birth. Article 16, equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 19, protection of 6 rights regarding freedom of speech and expression, assemble, association, movement, residence and provision. Article 29, protection of language, script and culture of minorities. Article 30, right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Right to equality. What is equality? Equality means state of being equal or sameness. Equality means state of being equal, that is sameness in status, right and opportunities. Politically, equality means sameness in the availability and exercise of right and opportunities, without any special privilege in favor of any person. That means absence of any special privilege in favor of any person. According to Harold Lusky, if there exists in the system of special privilege, the people cannot have any freedom. Equality means all are equal in status, right and opportunities. equal availability and exercise of rights, and equal opportunities without any special privilege. So equality means provision for equal opportunities to person for the self-development without any discrimination of religion, caste, sex, wealth or states. Equal opportunities are provided for all irrespective of religion, caste, sex, wealth or states for the self-development. That is equality. Article 14. Right to equality. State shall not deny any person equality before law or equal protection of the law within the territory of India. Here the person means citizen, foreigner, legal person, companies, corporation or registered societies. Equality before law and equal protection of the laws. Equality before law is British concept and equal protection of the laws, that is American. So what is equality before law? The absence of any special privilege in favor of any person, the equal subjection of all persons to the ordinary law of the land administered by ordinary law court, no person is above the law. Equal protection of the laws. Equality of treatment under equal circumstances both in privilege conferred and liabilities imposed by the laws. The similar application of the same laws to all persons who are similarly situated. The like should be treated like without any discrimination. The difference just equality before law, it is negative in concept. That's why it says the absence of special privilege. And equal protection of the law, it is positive in concept. That's it. The concept of rule of law that is embodied in Article 14 is basic feature of our constitution. It cannot be changed even by an amendment. It is basic structure of our constitution. If a constitutional amendment violates the basic structure of our constitution, court can declare the amendment is void. Article 14 forbids class legislation but permit reasonable classification. That means all persons and things similarly situated shall be treated alike, but permits different treatment of unequal. Like should be treated alike, but permit different treatment like reservation for unequals. Exception to equality. President and Governor under Article 361. That is, President or Governor is not answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office. They enjoy immunity from criminal proceedings, arrest and civil proceedings during their term of office. There are exceptions to equality for Member of Parliament, Member of the Legislature of the States, foreign sovereigns and ambassadors. UNO and its agencies enjoys the diplomatic immunity. Article 15. Prohibition of discrimination on certain grounds. State shall not discriminate against any person on grounds only of religion, caste, sex or place of birth. Here discrimination means distinguish unfavorably. And it says only of. That means it allows special provision for backward communities or backward peoples. That is for women, for SC/ST, for OBC. Discrimination on other ground is not prohibited. But discrimination, that is distinguishing unfavorably, is prohibited, but in other ground is not prohibited. National Commission for the Backward Classes, that is the 123rd Amendment Bill. Government is seeking to pass a bill that grants constitutional status to National Commission for Backward Classes. In a landmark judgment, Supreme Court ruled that the practice of triple talaq in Muslim community is unconstitutional. Triple talaq violates the fundamental rights of the Muslim woman. It denies Muslim women's equality before law. More details will be in next video.